Stephanie Milky here, aka KetoMOM, or often called mom, sis, Steffi, daughter, wife, aunt, and friend. Just like many of you, I carry a lot of titles. My favorite title is mom. I should probably say wife, which takes a lot of my time. But let's be honest, if you want to do something and do it well, you will make the time for it. Commitment is hard because we find ourselves overcommitted, but when you practice prioritizing, you will find out what is actually important and what you can let go. With the KetoMOM podcast, you will learn together how to manage our time, commit to the most important things in life, and I will equip you with the tools you need to feel qualified each step of the way. My name is Stephanie Milky, and welcome to the KetoMOM Secrets podcast. Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to the KetoMOM page. My name is Stephanie, and I have just a simple thought for you today as you're tuning in. It's not from a book. It's actually from a poem that my friend sent me this morning, my friend Jolene. And I was thinking this morning, oftentimes I like to read from books or give you something to think about, help work on your mindset, because if you've been here for any point in time, you understand and you know the power of your thoughts become your actions, right? What you're thinking about becomes the results that you get or don't get. A lot of it starts up here. And I often will say things like, let's take it small. Let's do one thing at a time. I'll talk about let's 1% better, 1% worse. What are you doing today? One small step. And I think that's incredible, right? I often walk people through things like, all right, if we're going to do this diet, if we're going to do this keto diet, if we're going to do this lifestyle, I'll walk people through things like, let's work on water intake. What are you drinking? One meal at a time, one day at a time, one decision at a time. And I think for the most part, good morning. Good morning. I love that you say good morning. I think for the most part, people do that, right? They go, all right, I'm going to work on my fluids. I'm going to drink less sugar. I'm going to drink more water. I'm going to eat less bread. I'm going to eat more proteins and veggies. I'm giving you something that I was thinking about because there's an aspect of honestly working on you and doing it one day at a time, one decision at a time, one small step at a time. And then there is a little bit of what happens if that one little step or maybe making one little decision. Let me think of how I want to phrase this. So I labeled this live, I called it While Others Are, because I think there are some times when you just have to rip off the Band-Aid, get rid of whatever's causing you to stumble or to fall. Like there are aspects in your life or things that you want to achieve. There are things that sometimes the 1% every day, sometimes the 1% better, 1% worse, the one meal at a time. Like there might be a point in your life where you go, I actually need to dive in. I need to go all in, right? And so there are some times when I'll tell people, you know what? You need to cut up the credit card. It's not just not going to Target, or it's not just, not being silly, but buying things online. But if they're working on their financial situation, I'm like, this isn't like I'm going to make a better choice. I'm going to eliminate the choice. There are people with their food who they come back to me. It's been years, every 6 months, every few months, every year. And they're like, listen, it's not working. I keep falling. I keep failing. I keep messing up. And there are some people that I'll say, hey, guess what? The whole 1% better, maybe for you, maybe you need to eliminate everything that's causing you to fail. I like to say the only way you fail is if you quit. People use those words with me all the time. I'm failing. No, you're just not making the best decisions. But whatever the case may be, you might be in a spot where you have to physically go, I actually need to cut it off. It's not working for me to dabble. It's not working for me to do 1% better every day. It's not working for me to make those little steps every day. I need to be done. What does that look like? It might look like cutting up the credit cards, eliminating all of the shopping apps off your phone. I'm talking financially because I actually walk people through lots of different things, not just their diet. It might be things like legitimately shutting down your cable or your TV networks or whatever you buy to watch TV. Like, hey, I need to work out. I need to food prep. How many of you food prepped yesterday? Actually, I do have a question for you. How many of you got ready for your week yesterday? Meaning, I like to tell people, if you plan, and it might be grocery shopping, planning your meals, like we had to look at our schedule, figuring out what times we're going to the gym, like all of those things. Because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So in my head, what works for our family is we plan on Sundays. So we had people over after church. My husband watched the Vikings game. Great, they won. What I'm saying is I said, all right, the rest of the evening, I need to plan my week. And so the reason I say that is because if you're planning, you will find yourself less likely to fail. But the reason I ask that is because some of you sit on the TV and watch too much TV, and then you didn't go to the gym, and then you made the excuse, and then your face is stuck to the vision tube. I was going to say something different. Television, like they're telling you what to think. I'm not saying I don't watch TV, but I'm legitimately saying that some of you might have to go, all right, we're gonna get rid of this Hallmark channel. I like Hallmark. We're going to get rid of Netflix. We're going to get rid of, because it's keeping me distracted from planning and moving my body, whatever needs to be done, right? Same with food. Oh, I keep the food in my house because my kids need it. Your kids don't need it. I'm actually going to do later on today, I'm going to talk about budgeting, eating healthy, eating better on, let's say, a certain income. That's the question that I've gotten these last couple weeks is, how do I do this on a tight budget? And we're going to talk about kids. So I'll do that this afternoon. But I need you to know something. If physically it's not working for you to do one day at a time or one little baby step at a time, and you need to dive all in, then dive all in. If you need to get rid of all of the crap in your house, you can tell your kids, like, hey, guess what? I'm actually doing this for you because you don't really need it, and I'm going to help us all get healthy together. And so we did that for years. For years. You guys, our refrigerator, actually, people would get mad. In the beginning, and I'll talk about this later this afternoon, when we ate really, really, really strict keto or even low carb, and we actually did it for one of our daughters for a couple years, people gave us a lot of grief. But I didn't keep anything in the house because there's times where I'm like, I would love to have a cookie. But if it's in the house, I'm going to go grab it. There might be things that you go, hey, family, I have goals. And I'm actually not going to buy this anymore because I pay for the groceries. And so guess what? You can have it at birthday parties, at grandma and grandpa's house. There's no shortage of junk anywhere. Our dentist sometimes has cookies. So I'm not doing this to deprive you. I'm doing this to help me so I can help you. Hey, actually, I'm not even just going to go to the restaurants anymore because I tell myself, hey, I can go to the restaurants with my coworkers. I can make a better choice, and then I find myself ordering dessert every time, or I find myself not making a better choice. What in your life, and I'm not saying this is for everybody. Some people really do well when they do one thing at a time. When they might have it in their home, but they maybe put it out of sight, out of mind. Maybe they had the candy drawer, but it's in a different room and it's for their kids. I don't think they need it, but do you know what I'm saying? So you might need to be a person that's all in. If you're asking questions below, hey, I will send you a message privately about helping you with your questions, or I'll answer them later on this afternoon. But I want you to know something. A lot of it starts in your mindset. A lot of it starts with planning and prepping. Most people make excuses. And if you've been, and please hear me, I don't want to yell. I'm just talking loud. I don't know why. But the excuses, like, figure out what your excuse is of why it isn't working, or why you're sitting on the couch, or why you're spending the money, or why you're not feeling better, and go, I've tried this. I need to eliminate it. It might be time to eliminate something, and that's okay. Like, cut it off, cut it out, get rid of it. We're all done. And maybe someday you can turn the Netflix back on. Maybe someday that you can, I don't know what it is for you, but there are people who go around the same mountain every month or every year. And I just want to say, stop. Like, there clearly is something that needs to be out of your life, out, get it out. And you don't need to make excuses for who might need it, or I might need it later, or what if my kids can't watch their favorite show? Who cares? Your kids don't need to be on the TV anyways. So interesting. I went to the grocery store with my kids yesterday. The girls wanted a salad for supper. And I had somebody make a comment to me, and he goes, wow, I see you everywhere with your kids. It's so interesting. Like you're together all the time. And it stuck with me all night. And I told my girls, I said, girls, you do realize it's rare for people to be with their kids often, especially teenagers. They're probably at home. Maybe they're with friends. Maybe they don't, for whatever reason, they don't want to do things with their parents. Maybe they're sitting in front of the TV, video games. I don't know. And I don't want to be like everybody else. I enjoy my kids. I love bringing them with me. I love teaching them about food. I like them to understand how to grocery shop. Like, we have an incredible time together. I'm just saying, sometimes what's working for a lot of people, or maybe you just need to make a shift and go, hey, guess what? You don't need to stay home to watch movies. Like, I'm going to run to the grocery store. I actually want you to come with me. I'm going to show you how to shop. I'm going to show you how to pick out vegetables. Like, I don't know who needs to hear this, but I need you to know something. If what you're doing isn't working or it hasn't worked, it's time to make a shift. And it might mean a big shift. And it might mean you can't go to Target anymore. I'm being silly about Target because I just think people spend a lot of money. I actually don't even enjoy going there. I don't like to shop. All right, here's what I wanted to read to you, because this is what made me think of this morning. And so I wrote it down. My friend Jolene sent it to me. The author, if you want to look it up, I'm going to print it out for my daughter for her room. The author is William Arthur Ward. And here is the little poem, and I thought it was great. Believe while others are doubting. Plan while others are playing. Study while others are sleeping. Decide while others are delaying. Like, take action. Do something. Prepare while others are, daydreaming. Prepare while others are watching TV. Prepare, plan while others are not. It's going to get you ahead in life in lots of areas. Begin while others are procrastinating. Work while others are wishing. Save while others are wasting. Listen while others are talking. Smile while others are frowning. Commend while others are criticizing. And persist while others are quitting. I love this poem. I think it's called While Others Are. If you want to print it out, I think it's a great poem. I'm going to put it on my kids' mirrors. William Arthur Ward is the author, and it's called While Others Are. I thought it was great. Believe, plan, study, decide, prepare, begin, work, save, listen, smile, and commend. Those are things that, in general, if you are going to work towards any goal in your life, and while you might be taking it one step at a time, and I think that's great, there is an aspect of listen. Sometimes you just need to do hard things. Like, nothing in life, you don't get to just wish for it. Some people wish, doesn't work. Some people think others get lucky. Nope, it's actually hard work. So anything that you want to accomplish is going to take hard work. A decision, action, consistent action, while you might be pulled and easily drawn into other people going, hey, come and watch TV with me. Hey, no, actually, I'm planning for our week. Hey, why don't you go out with me? Actually, you know what? I decided I actually can't go out. I'm actually giving up all restaurants for the next month. I'm saving money, and every time I do, it doesn't align with my goals, and then I feel like I'm starting over again. So thank you, but I packed my lunch, and I'll see you back here when you guys are done. Hey, you know what? We're doing something different as a family. We're going to play board games instead of going out every single night and spending money. Hey, you know what? I'm actually going to take my kids with me instead of leaving them at home all the time so I can bond with them and help teach them valuable lessons in life. I don't know what it is. Hey, you know what? I'm going to get my family on board. I'm going to stop buying the junk and say, hey, kids, guess what? I'm going to help you because I'm learning how to be healthy so that you don't have to get to be an adult like me and have to start over again. I'm going to take you on the journey with me. If you're mad because there's no Oreos in the house, go to grandma's house. I'm so sorry if you feel like I'm depriving you. Guess what? You've got a birthday party next week to go to. I'm sure there's going to be cake. Hey, guess what? You go to school and the school lunches, I'm sure we could debate on that. So I don't know. I'm just throwing things out. Rip off the Band-Aid. Cut something out. Do hard things. Because if you really want to achieve something great, it's going to require a sacrifice. And you can do it kindly. And you can do it with communicating to those that you love. And you can do it without feeling bad when somebody says, but I made this apple pie for you. You love it. It's your favorite. And you can go, you know what? I seriously, truly appreciate you making that apple pie for me. Thank you. I have decided that I'm going to eat your apple pie on Thanksgiving and Christmas from now until then. I'm actually I'm focused. So if you want to remake that apple pie for me on Thanksgiving or Christmas, I will eat it because those are the days that I decided I'm going to enjoy myself with my family. But from now until then, I am focused and I am moving. I have goals. I've got things to achieve. People shouldn't make you feel bad. Ever. Do hard things. That's all I have for you this morning. I'm going to talk about eating on a budget. I'm going to talk about family meals and talk about kids and food later this afternoon. So you can tune in. You can always watch the replay. You guys, the lives are always up. If you have questions, send me a message and I would love to help. You can go to KetoMomSecrets.com. It is our blog, KetoMomSecrets.com. There's recipes, how to get started, mindset, ketones, lots of things that you can learn. And if you send me a message, I will message back to you. So I appreciate you. Have a good morning and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.